first things first, we always like to start with the weekly pull list. And this week has a lot of bangers on it. Gotta be honest, more of an indie heavy week for sure. My pull list for January 14th, I have 8 pulls for a total of 36.92. So a pretty light week for me. Right under that 10. I tried to budget for like 10 comics a week. So we got 8 coming in right under 10. Javier Hernandez in the chat says, "Hey dude, love your content. Thanks for watching, Javier. Really appreciate you coming out to the stream." And let's get into it. So first things first though, we're going to get into the stuff that's not indies. And then we got nothing but indies, as you guys can see. So first up, let's go DCKO number 3. How are we feeling about DCKO? I've been loving it. Hopefully you guys have been loving it as well, because we have the Elite 8. So the Elite 8 are all that remains in the DCKO tournament. It's all been coming to this. The Elite 8 remain, and all hell is going to break loose. It's tag team time. As the Omega tournament reaches its endgame, the final 8 combatants are put to the ultimate test, confronted with a decades-long stay in their own personal hell. Emotions run high as heroes falter, villains revel, and the Heart of Apocalypse eyes its new king Omega. In the end, only the final 4 will remain. Obviously, a series that's been written by Scott Snyder, Josh Williamson all the way throughout. Got the excellent artwork from Germanico, and then Javier Fernandez. Oh, Javier Hernandez is in the chat, dude. What's up? That really threw me off. I thought I was... Anyways. But yeah, really excited to get into DCKO. I've been loving the event so far. I haven't read some of the All Fight Month entries. I didn't read... I got to catch up and read on the app. But yeah, we're just looking forward to more DCKO. I think it's been pretty fun so far. This is obviously the main title. No tie-ins, I believe, this week. I could be wrong on that. No titles that I'm picking up. No tie-ins that I'm picking up anyways. But yeah, so DCKO is the first pick of the week. What's up, Vac? What's up, Vactor in the chat? Let's talk about Ultimates number 20. Man, if you guys caught the last Ultimates issue, it's not looking so hot for our Ultimates team. We know that they were backstabbed by the Wasp. She's been working with the enemy for a really, really long time, working with this version of Nick Fury and his Hand agency. So it's not S.H.I.E.L.D. Nick Fury runs Hand, and it's an acronym in this universe. I don't know what it stands for, but they're the bad guys. He works for the Maker. And yeah, so let's read the solicit. The Fire and the Sergeant Fury. Following up on the darkly brilliant Ultimate Universe Year 1, or 1 year in, sorry, the Maker's Council's army of Nick Fury LMDs comes back into play. Secrets of the Fury program and of Hand are revealed. Yeah, so we know that, actually, that rings a bell. I think I remember that. There was like a bunch of clones of Nick Fury, I think. So I think that's what they're kind of referring to. Just as you can see on the cover, just a bunch of Nick Furies. And yeah, dude, Ultimates number 20. This follows Ultimate Endgame as well, so we know that DCKO is going on, but then Ultimate Endgame is going on at the same time over at Marvel. And I've been loving it so far. Yeah, as the Ultimate Universe is coming to a close. Pretty tragic, the last issue, though, I will say. Just the whole Wasp thing and the backstabbing her team. And yeah, it's pretty brutal. Next up, let's talk about Transformers 28. This is issue number... I don't know which one of Dan Mora and Robert Kirkman. Let's go back. They jumped on with 25, so it's going to be their 4th issue on the title. I think that this arc is pretty strong. Yeah, it's pretty strong, I will say. I mean, the Dan Mora artwork is definitely doing a lot of heavy lifting. It's really cool seeing his look for all of the Transformers. Story-wise, there's not a ton going on right just now. I guess we're kind of in a lull for the series, and we're about to kick it back up and get more into some fighting with the Decepticons. But I feel like both the sides are kind of split right now. They're kind of just recuperating and kind of getting ready for what's ahead. Mirage and Bulkhead are back in action. Get ready for awesome. And RC makes a stunning decision that will shock every Transformers fan. You see there on the cover? Guessing that's Mirage and Bulkhead, man. So if you guys are into Transformers, you're probably picking this up out of the Energon universe. Vactor in the chat says, Dan Mora can do no wrong in my eyes. Definitely agree. He's got a really cool style. Crazy how he's doing all this stuff, but then working over at DC, but then doing a bunch of covers. Dan Mora is just the man. So looking forward to this. Got Mike Spicer still doing the coloring, of course. And yeah, pretty cool for the Energon universe. I will say though, as we get into our next one, skipping over TMNT real quick, I want to talk about G.I. Joe. This is the last issue of the Dreadnought War. Been a fun little arc in the G.I. Joe title. Honestly, this Dreadnought stuff might be like the best G.I. Joe stuff that they've done so far. I think it's really cool. Seeing the whole, I'm having a bad hair day, by the way. I didn't fix my hair at all before I started streaming. Anyways, Josh Williamson, Tom Riley are doing really cool stuff. It's cool seeing Cobra Commander and Duke teaming up. Like, you know, they didn't want to team up necessarily, but they're like, hey, enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's try to team up and just get out of this situation. And we see on the cover, Cobra Commander. He's got the chainsaw, dude, or he's got some sort of weapon. Actually, I think in the last issue, he cut the chainsaw guy's hand off. So I don't know, this cover might be not totally accurate. But yeah, dude, Cobra Commander is going to battle with the rest of the Dreadnoughts. Maybe Duke and his group can help him out. I don't know. We'll have to see. Or is Cobra Commander on his own? But yeah, I've been loving G.I. Joe. Let's take a look at the variant covers too. Ooh, we got some nice Libra Mayo. That is an insane cover. That's a crazy cover. I will not be buying that. That's really funny from Ben Oliver. Cool. Yeah, dude. So yeah, I've been loving all the G.I. Joe stuff, loving all the Transformer stuff, and I think the G.I. Joe stuff might be a tad better. That might be a hot take. All right, let's back it up and talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 14. Ujigami strikes again. The mysterious new villain has claimed another victim in their drive to make the city safe at any cost. While the Turtles still struggle to get any upper hand on their new adversary, Donatello has suspicions about their true identity that may mean a whole new set of problems for our half-shell heroes. Trying to get ahead, the Turtles set a trap using Ujigami's likely next victim as bait, the leader of the Foot Clan, Karai. So we know Jin the Wen Yang. This is a second issue writing. Freddie E. Williams is the second issue on the art. I thought their first issue was pretty solid. I thought it put us in a really good place for the TMNT, TMNT universe. I think that the sort of mystique and the intrigue with this new villain, we know that his origins are a little bit, should we say, like a little bit, it's closer to home than maybe we expect, than the Turtles expect for sure. So once they find out who is actually our villain here, that might break some hearts. No spoilers here, because you got to read the last issue. The very tail end, we found that out, but really cool revelation. I'm liking the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. One issue in, so it's hard to say if this is better than the Jason Aaron Juan Ferreira stuff, right? That 12 issue run that they had prior to this. I think that Jin Lin Yang and Freddie Williams were in a safe spot. I think that they got us covered with TMNT over here. Still early in their run, obviously. This is only issue number 2, but I've been loving it. I think it's got a pretty good story so far, and Freddie Williams has a cool style, man. Very similar to that on the cover, as you can see. So kind of like Juan Ferrara, but not. You know what I mean? And then you got the Andrew Dalhouse coloring on top. But yeah, TMNT number 14. Looking forward to it. We got 3 more issues to talk about today before we get into the comic book reviews. Let's talk Geiger number 20. Geiger is my boy. Everybody knows it. Geiger's my boy. I love Geiger so much. Issue 20, really excited about that. We get this guy introduced in the story. Now, if you don't know who that guy is, his name is the Northerner, I believe. And he's a character from the Redcoat series. I don't know what he's going to be doing in this series. It's pretty interesting. I didn't read Redcoat. I'm behind as part of the Ghost Machine universe, or like the unnamed universe that they got. So yeah, the unnamed universe. You got Redcoat. I have not caught up on Redcoat. I think this character is pretty prominent in that. But let's read the solicit. After the explosive finale of Redcoat the Northerner, the mysterious Union soldier finds himself face to face with Tariq Geiger in the radioactive future. But is he here to help or to change everything? The next era of Geiger begins here. I guess you could say this is a start of an arc, I guess. 2 more issues to talk about. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, The Rite of Spring, issue number 5. This one says it's the year's most surprising cliffhanger in this comic. Discover Samantha Strong's endgame in the penultimate issue of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. Samantha's plans for Monica and all of Woodbrook are finally revealed. If you guys have not read Beneath the Trees, the art style looks exactly like the cover here, with Patrick Horvath's amazing kind of storybook art style. It's really unique. You don't see comic books looking like this, but you definitely don't see comic books, with the amount of graphic, kind of gruesome. It looks like it wouldn't match this art style, but the story that they're telling is really kind of dark and adult, and it's about murder, it's about serial killing, and we're loving everything that Patrick Horvath is doing in the Beneath the Trees universe. The penultimate issue. Excited to see how that one closes out. And then finally, before I get to that, Javier Hernandez says, I see. I'm also a cover A person. Yeah, dude. I think the cover A's, I wish I get more variants, but yeah, definitely cover A person. Last but not least, let's talk about Die Loaded issue 3. Did you ever wonder, was Sauron's mom sad? She had such hopes for him. Well, here we venture into a world where a broken mother guards the ruins of her son's downfall. Can anyone survive? That makes it sound like we're getting another character kind of added to the party. Maybe one of the other main characters in the previous volume, one of their mothers. So that is interesting from Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans. Love and Die. It was a really fun read last year. Stephanie Hans, excellent on the artwork. The more I read of Kieran Gillen, the more I love his stuff. And we're excited about this Die Loaded series following up the excellent Die. But that's it, man. That's the comic book pull list for the week of January 14th. 8 comics, $36. Let me know what you guys are pulling down in the comments, of course. My pick of the week, though. Pick of the week has got to be... It's either Geiger or G.I. Joe, if I'm being honest with you. Or DCKO. Because DCKO is just hype, right? It's like the DC hotness, right? So it's either DCKO, G.I. Joe, or it's Geiger. That's tough. That's tough to choose. But yeah, those are my pull list for the week of January 14th. Definitely let me know what you guys are pulling. And like if you like, of course. While you're down there leaving a comment, let me know what your favorite pull is.